The wisdom of God is the Spirit of God directing Paul and Silas. No, not that way. No, not that way. No, not that way. This way, to that city, to a riverside, to preach to a few Jewish women, so that one woman whom God knew would believe. That's the wisdom of God. That's the wisdom of God. We're not apostles. We're not ordinarily led with the same kind of direct instructions or visions. But we do have the Spirit's authoritative word in the Bible, and we have witnessed that same powerful miracle every time someone comes to faith in Christ. Unless God opens the heart, all our attempts are futile. And we serve the God who opens hearts. Right? It's remarkable. It's really remarkable, too, that the Lord of the universe, who opens hearts, is so dedicated to using human means. She's like, he can open all the hearts. Like, he can open all the hearts right now. And he says, no, I'd like to send people all over the world to preach. You're like, Lord, isn't that dumb? I mean, it's like, really? You could just open all the hearts. He says, no, I'm going to send people. And notice what he's sending Paul and Silas. He doesn't just tell them on the front end, I want you to go to Philippi. There's a lady there. They're having to figure it out. They're going like this way, no, not that way. This way, no, not that way. This way, okay, apparently this way. And now we got another vision. And to a city, they don't know anybody. It's kind of awkward. There's nobody here. Why are we here? I don't know. There's Jews praying down at the riverside. Well, let's try that. Right? The opener of hearts, the Lord of the universe, loves to use people. People who just obey. I remember years ago I was up preaching at the University of Idaho. I was doing some open air preaching. And it was a rainy day, kind of like today, and it was just rainy. And when it's rainy and cold, you only get to preach to the smokers, which, of course, the smokers need Jesus too, but it's just a smaller crowd, and nobody's out there, and open air preaching always just feels awkward, to me at least. And so you're always sort of like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if this is a good idea. And then you go, and maybe there's a few people, and so you think, okay. There's one day, it was hardly anybody there, just a few smokers on the outskirts. And I preached for a few minutes. I finished, and I always finish, and I would just say, I'm pastor here in town. My name's Toby. If you'd like to talk about any of this, I'll hang out for a little while. And I finish, and this one girl just beeline right up to me and says, hi. A few weeks ago, Mormons came to my dorm room, and they gave me a Bible, and they said, read this and pray and ask God if you should follow this. And she said, so I took the Bible, and I started praying, and she said, I started getting a sense that I really should learn more about this. And yesterday, the Mormons came back, and they gave me a Book of Mormon, and they said, now read this and ask God if you should follow the teachings of Joseph Smith. And she said, and I've been praying all day yesterday and this morning, and then I came up here, and here you were. So can you please tell me, what should I do? And I thought, oh, that's why I'm here. And it didn't look like I was there for anything. And that's why I was there. God sent me there. I didn't get a vision. I didn't have some word from the Lord. It was just because I had it on my Google Calendar. I was preaching on Friday afternoons. But God knew. That's the wisdom of God. That's the wisdom of God who directs people through the details of life, through the providences of life, people who are just seeking to obey God, do what he says, and trusting him, and he puts them where they're supposed to be to do what they're supposed to do so that he can open hearts.